D-Day was nearly a week ago. This morning, my husband asked for my phone and saw that the affair partner's number wasn't blocked anymore and that the text thread was back. I had pulled the messages out of the trash 2 days ago. There were no new texts. I didn't reach out. I didn't beg for forgiveness. I dug them up to replay my affair like an idiot who still wants to feel wanted. I know it sounds bad on the surface, but deep down, I wouldn't really say it's bad. I told my husband I wanted to wait until our marriage counseling session on Friday to redelete them. He wanted me to see his hurt and just do it right then. I didn't, and that detonated him. Now there's a hole in the wall which I've covered with a wall hanging. I also told him I couldn't remember when I restored the thread. That was also a lie. The days blur, but if I'm honest, I know I've been dipping into that archive for 2 days now. It was nostalgia, withdrawal, whatever you call it. It was selfish, but I wanted it. The affair ran 4 months. It was emotional and physical. I told my husband I still think about the AP every day and that I feel in love with him. That sentence broke something in the room. I said it because I thought radical honesty mattered, but the way it landed was cruel. What I keep calling love was built on sneaking around, nudes, curated versions of ourselves, and the thrill of not getting caught. That's not a real relationship. It's a fantasy I fed instead of trying to work on my marriage. I've felt disconnected since last October. I didn't say it out loud. I let resentment pile up over chores, schedules, parenting, sex, all of it. He carried the lion's share to not set me off, and I let him. Instead of stepping up or offering help or telling the truth about how I was feeling, I ran and ended up on a man's dick, lol. Today he did something I didn't like. While I was out, he opened my journal. He got caught, apologized right away, promised to ask next time. I don't love that my private thoughts got looked at, but I also know exactly why he wanted to cross that boundary. I blew up the trust. He is living with alarms in his head now. I don't get to demand privacy I haven't earned back. If I want transparency from him, I have to model it. That means I'm going to hand him my devices whenever he asks, delete the thread and reblock in front of him, share passwords, share my location, and stop acting like I'm the one being wronged when I'm the one who caused this. I chose my husband, saying that while nursing a torch for someone else is meaningless, so the choosing has to look like actions. Protecting him from further harm, ending the affair in my head, and being steady even when he can't stand the sight of me. There is grief here, mine for the fantasy, his for the reality I blew up, but only one of us got betrayed. My grief doesn't get to run the house. To my husband, if you ever read this, there isn't something wrong with you that made me cheat. There are things we both dropped because life got heavy, jobs, a kid, exhaustion, but I crossed a line. You were carrying more than your share, and I made it worse. I see that now in a way I should have seen before. I don't know if we make it. I know it's early. I know you feel like a shell some days and like a detective other days. I'll live with the discomfort of being checked, questioned, and distrusted because that's the cost of what I did. If you decide there's no way back, I'll still keep doing the work so our kid gets a better version of me. For now, I'm done chasing after this fantasy. And when I stumble, because I already have, I won't hide behind I don't remember. I'll own it and get back to work. Update. He left without a word. It's been almost a month. The house still feels like it's waiting for him to come back and finish a sentence. Our child keeps asking where Dad is. Is he at work? Is he mad at me? I say, he loves you. Grown-up stuff is complicated, and then I hide in the bathroom and cry into a towel. I hate I have to keep this lie up every single day now. I remember how his family always joked how our child looked nothing like either of us. He looks brown, though we are both very white, without much mixing in lineage. At one point he jokingly asked he was the father. That was years ago. But this whole thing, it might have blown open that wound. Is he doubting again? Is that why he left our child too? I'm scared he will ask for a paternity test on top of a divorce. Will he try to alienate our child? I can't imagine how devastating that would be to my child. Next month's rent is also a major problem at this point. I'm selling a few things, picking up extra shifts. The bed feels too big, the fridge too empty, the inbox too full of bills, and I feel pathetic. Just pathetic. guilty for falling apart over a breakup I caused and told myself I wanted. My husband stayed 9 weeks after D-Day. He offered therapy, boundaries, 1,000 small olive branches. I refused, minimized, dragged my feet, rationed honesty. When he finally went silent inside the relationship, I burned what was left and said it was for the best. Now that he's gone, I'm suddenly ready to seek help. 4 weeks, and I'm Googling therapists, reading about attachment, journaling like it's going to save me. It feels obscene, like I could only lift my head once he stopped standing in front of me. I can hear his voice from months ago. Please, let's try. I told him I wasn't ready. I said I needed space. What I meant was I wanted my cake and the excuse that I was confused. He left without a word, but it wasn't without warning. The 9 weeks were the warning. Every boundary I pushed, every question I dodged, every night he slept facing the wall. When I start to script him as cold for walking out, I have to stop. He already said everything. I just didn't want to hear it unless it kept me comfortable. I miss him. Our child drew a family picture yesterday and put a question mark next to him. I told them the question mark isn't their job to answer. Then I went to my room and stared at the ceiling until it was dark. I told my child again, slowly, that none of this is their fault. I'm trying to do these things because they're right, not because I think they'll bring him back. He may never want to see me again, and I don't get to be shocked by that. I wanted freedom. I got silence. I wanted space. I got the echo of my own choices. Today I folded his last t-shirt I found in the dryer and put it in a bag by the door. I don't know if he'll want it. I don't know if he'll ever walk through this doorway again. Comments: you're not pathetic. You're in withdrawal and shame. That combo makes everything feel impossible. Don't chase relief. Build safety. No contact with all APS. Write a full timeline. Start individual counseling and keep the appointment even if BP never comes back. And make a rent/childcare plan this week so your kid's stability isn't compromised. No pressure on BP, no negotiating. Your work has to stand on its own. Make a living amends list you can do in 7 days. 1. Confirm no contact and remove every backdoor channel. 2. STD panel if relevant. 3. Transparent devices/passwords ready if BP ever asks. 4. Budget for next month's rent and cut non-essentials. 5. A 2 to 3 sentence script for your kid. Both parents love you. Grown-up problems are not your fault. Then repeat next week with new actions. If there's hope, it's because you become safe, not because you say the right words. That looks like consistent empathy for BP's trauma without centering yours. Zero defensiveness, no trickle truth, and patience with no timeline and no guarantee. Accept that he left. He's allowed. Keep doing the work anyway so your child gets a healthier parent and so you become someone you trust, whether R happens or not. Also, if he asks for a paternity test, agree. You have to face the reality sometime.